leaving.
People getting fed up and moving to Arizona.
And the main reason why is money.
The United States has long been considered the world's leading economic power. However, in recent years, the country has been struggling to meet its economic targets. In this video, we will discuss why the United States is failing to meet its economic targets. We will also explore some of the challenges that the country is facing and what can be done to address them. Increasing inequality. The gap between the rich and the poor has been growing in the United States for decades. This is due to a number of factors, including the decline of unions, the rise of the gig economy, and the increasing cost of education and healthcare. As a result, many Americans are struggling to make ends meet, which is putting a drag on the economy. Low productivity growth. Productivity is the measure of how much output is produced per unit of input. In the United States, productivity growth has been stagnant for many years. This is due to a number of factors, including the aging workforce, the decline of manufacturing, and the lack of investment in research and development. Trade deficits. The United States has been running trade deficits for many years. This means that the country is importing more goods and services than it is exporting. This is putting a strain on the economy, as it is leading to a loss of jobs and a decline in the value of the dollar. Debt. The United States has a large national debt. This debt is a burden on the economy, and it takes money away from other important spending priorities. It also makes it more difficult for the government to respond to economic downturns. The national debt is the total amount of money that the government owes to its creditors. It has been growing steadily in recent years, and it is now at a record high. The debt is a burden on the economy because it takes money away from other important spending priorities, such as education and healthcare. It also makes it more difficult for the government to respond to economic downturns. Political gridlock. The United States has been experiencing a period of political gridlock in recent years. This has made it difficult for the government to pass legislation that would help to improve the economy. Political gridlock is a situation where the two major political parties in the United States, the Democrats and the Republicans, are unable to agree on important issues. This has made it difficult for the government to pass legislation that would help to improve the economy. The rise of China. China is the world's second largest economy, and it is growing rapidly. This is posing a challenge to the United States, as China is becoming a major competitor in a number of industries. The digital revolution. The digital revolution is changing the way we work, live, and interact with the world around us. This is creating new opportunities, but it is also posing challenges to the economy. Climate change. Climate change is a major threat to the global economy. It is already causing economic damage, and it is expected to become more costly in the future. Climate change is a challenge to the economy because it is leading to more extreme weather events, such as hurricanes and floods. These events can damage infrastructure and disrupt businesses. They can also lead to food shortages and displacement of people. Have you heard of dual mandate? The dual mandate is a term used to describe the two main goals of the Federal Reserve, the Central Bank of the United States. These goals are maximum employment and price stability. The Federal Reserve is tasked with keeping the unemployment rate low and ensuring that everyone who wants a job can find one. The Federal Reserve is also tasked with keeping prices stable, meaning that inflation should be low and predictable. The dual mandate is a difficult balance to strike. If the Federal Reserve focuses too much on maximum employment, it could lead to inflation. If the Federal Reserve focuses too much on price stability, it could lead to unemployment. The Federal Reserve has been successful in achieving both goals for most of its history. However, in recent years, it has been more difficult to balance the two goals. This is due to a number of factors, including the Great Recession and the COVID-19 pandemic. Here are some of the challenges that the Federal Reserve faces in achieving its dual mandate. Inflation. Inflation is the rate at which prices are rising. When inflation is too high, it can erode the purchasing power of consumers and businesses. This can lead to economic instability. Unemployment. Unemployment is the rate at which people are unemployed. When unemployment is too high, it can lead to social unrest and economic problems. For example, if there are a lot of people who are unemployed, they may not be able to afford to buy goods and services, which can hurt businesses and the economy as a whole. Economic growth. Economic growth is the rate at which the economy is expanding. When economic growth is too slow, it can lead to job losses and a decline in living standards. For example, if the economy is not growing, businesses may not be able to hire new workers, which can lead to unemployment. Financial stability. Financial stability is the ability of the financial system to withstand shocks and continue to function smoothly. When financial stability is threatened, it can lead to a financial crisis. For example, if there is a run on a bank, it can lead to the bank failing, which can have a ripple effect throughout the financial system. If there is a will, definitely there would be a way. The Federal Reserve uses a variety of tools to achieve its dual mandate. These tools include open market operations. Open market operations are the buying and selling of government bonds by the Federal Reserve in the open market. This can affect interest rates and the money supply. For example, if the Federal Reserve buys government bonds, it injects money into the economy, which can lead to lower interest rates. The discount rate. The discount rate is the interest rate that the Federal Reserve charges banks for loans. This can affect the cost of credit for businesses and consumers. Reserve requirements. Reserve requirements are the amount of money that banks must keep in reserve. This can affect the amount of money that banks are available to lend. The Federal Reserve is constantly monitoring the economy and adjusting its policies in order to achieve its dual mandate. This is a challenging task, but it is essential for the health of the economy. Now about the Balancing Act. The Balancing Act in the economy of the United States refers to the delicate relationship between the Federal Reserve's two main goals: maximum employment and price stability. The Federal Reserve is tasked with keeping the unemployment rate low and ensuring that everyone who wants a job can find one. It is also tasked with keeping prices stable, meaning that inflation should be low and predictable. The Federal Open Market Committee, or FOMC, is the main policy-making body of the Federal Reserve System. It is responsible for setting monetary policy, which is the use of interest rates and other tools to influence the economy. The FOMC meets 8 times a year to discuss the state of the economy and to make decisions about monetary policy. The decisions of the FOMC have a significant impact on the economy, as they can affect interest rates, inflation, and economic growth. The role of the FOMC in the U.S. economy is to set monetary policy. The FOMC is responsible for setting the federal funds rate, which is the interest rate that banks charge each other for overnight loans. The federal funds rate is a key indicator of the direction of monetary policy, and it can have a significant impact on the economy. Influence the money supply. The FOMC can also influence the money supply by buying and selling government bonds. When the FOMC buys government bonds, it injects money into the economy. And when it sells government bonds, it withdraws money from the economy. Maintain financial stability. The FOMC also has a role in maintaining financial stability. This means that it works to prevent financial crises and to ensure that the financial system is able to function smoothly. Single mandate is a term used to describe a monetary policy that focuses on a single goal, such as price stability or maximum employment. The United States does not have a single mandate, but rather a dual mandate, which means that the Federal Reserve is tasked with achieving both price stability and maximum employment. The role of the single mandate in the U.S. economy is to provide a clear and focused goal for the Federal Reserve. This can help to make monetary policy more predictable and effective. However, there are also some potential drawbacks to a single mandate. For example, if the single mandate is too narrow, it may not be able to address all of the challenges facing the economy. It is possible that the United States may need to adopt a single mandate in order to meet its economic goals. However, this would require a significant change in the way that the Federal Reserve operates. It is also unclear whether a single mandate would be effective in addressing the challenges facing the U.S. economy. Do you think the rise of China as a global economic power is also putting pressure on the U.S. economy? Comment down your thoughts. Don't forget to give a thumbs up to this video. See you in another video. Bye.